Hello everybody. This is the street scene of Columbus, and I am going to put another car here. I'm going to put a little further closer, so therefore it's slightly larger, only slightly though, and put the little tires on here. Have you ever noticed how low some cars are to the ground? I guess it's to make them go faster, but it really creates problems in some of these back streets where the street itself has some issues. You're shaking around and things are bumping all over the car. Okay, so we have, and then if you want to put stripes, because we don't want them passing in the street, let's just put it a solid line. Notice that it too is like a really skinny V. Make sure it's on the vanishing point. And we're going to make it a double yellow line. Over here, if you look here, see how far apart these are? Do you have to write the word lane? No, not unless you enjoy a challenge. You enjoy the challenge, then yes. But notice how skinny these things are. They are not fat. A lot of people made the lines in their road really fat. So we'll just make them. And notice they get shorter as they go up the page. So there we go. And then I'm going to put some windows in this building here. And I'm going to take my tree up here. So on this building, and you can see in the photographs too. See how it goes to the vanishing point? I don't know if you saw that. I hope you did. Okay, so we're going to make sure our windows go to the vanishing point. So there's our vanishing point. And they get more. There's a thick band here. And then we go up to the next part of it. Make sure your ruler's on the vanishing point or your straight edge if you're using a book. And then up further. And if you don't get all 3 layers of windows in, I'm not going to get excited. I just want to make sure they go to the vanishing point. You know, it's very good to get your point across. Yada, da, 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 da. So much for a bad joke. Okay. I know. I'm full of bad jokes. So here's our last set of windows. I'm not going to get them all in either. So those are our windows. The lines on the side are straight up and down. I think I'll put another band right down here, but we're only going to see part of it because our tree obscures it. So we have another band right there. Okay. You can keep them right above each other. Architects are very linear. I have a funny story about that. I knew this architect who this is before autofocus, and he taped his focus on his lens, on his very long distance lens. He taped it at as far as it would go because he figured then everything would be in focus. Now this man went to a very posh architectural school, but you can't do that. If any of you are watching this video and you're I put a skinny line right there, and you want to focus on the things behind your Chromebook, then this goes out of focus. If you're focusing on your Chromebook, you can't focus on the things behind the Chromebook. That's just the way your eyes are made. And the softness of that is called sfumato, and that's SFUMO, sfumato. you don't pronounce the F because it's Italian. And I'm taking the tops of my windows to the vanishing point, but I've got to make them a little more obvious here. Okay, you don't want to eyeball it, else you'll be wrong. Anyway, my husband was working for Pentax cameras, and he called because his camera, when he taped it in infinity, there were things out of focus. And he couldn't figure out why. And this was supposed to be a really smart man. Obviously not that smart. But I'll never forget that. He became a friend. And talk about, he was the one that had lacked focus because he couldn't seem to understand. I think he eventually did, but who knows? You can't be focused on multiple things. When you take a picture with your phone, and by the way, I don't care if these windows are the same size, and they would tend to look smaller as they went up the side of the building. Okay, let me have a storefront window here, and I'm gonna make that, make sure that goes to the vanishing point. I'm gonna go ahead and color it in, and I leave my ruler here so that if I want to press harder on my pencil, it's okay. So here is our window here, and then we have another bunch of trees down here, but they're shorter. So a trick that I have shown most people in class is to do this. And if you went to school and got some colored pencils, you probably have a green in there, and you can go ahead and put a little color in it. If you have crayons, you can add a little color to your tree. And I don't care if you mix crayons and colored pencils, whatever you got is what we use. Now, remember that branches are Y-shaped, and we're not going to see the branches all the way through there, but see, if I make a series of Ys, that works. And I kind of drew these in class for you to see, so you could see how that looks. Okay, so here are two trees. Now we're going to do that on the other side. But first, I'm going to point this out to you. See this lamppost here with the flowers? I'm going to put one of those there. So I'm going to use my shorter ruler here, and my pencil's here. And guess what? It has a square base, and that square base goes to the vanishing point. Everything's going to the vanishing point. All God's children go to the vanishing point. Yep. So we go to the vanishing point, and this is on the side, so it's just a rectangle. And we have this post that goes up. It goes up about like that. I wouldn't worry about it getting it perfect. It's no importa. Okay, so what is the other part? Well, they're circles. And I have found that if you do this and slowly, very loosely, make your circles and then decide which one you want realistic, which one you want feels more like the perfect circle, and go like that. And then I'm going to gray it in the middle because that's what it looks like. And then it has a heavy dark base, so it's like that plate shape. And then a little rounded thing underneath. Kind of looks like a cup underneath it. And then it has an arm. But you can't see where the arm goes. Okay, so I'm going to take my green here and green this in. Now, this is all about flowers, so you're thinking, do I have to draw every flower, Miss Blooming? You'll sound like angry cats when you do that. So I'm doing this, and then I'm going to take a pink and just put some little dots in it. And to the human eye, that's flowers. You don't want to draw it exactly. Well, that edge goes to the vanishing point. Let me get that line a little better. Okay, so we now have that. And then next to it is a tree. And as I said, you don't have to get these things perfect. The only thing I'm really interested in is, are you getting the windows to the vanishing point? So this building is squared off, but in front of it, and I'm going to make that front a little bit wider so that you can see the windows more clearly. Okay, so the windows on this part of the building go to the vanishing point. And one of the reasons you want to put your sidewalk in is you want it, these buildings all go right to the sidewalk. So, and then I keep doing that up, making sure I stay on my vanishing point. Don't spend a lot of time worrying about what's in the windows. You can put some dashed lines in to say, hey, this is glass. And this does take a little bit of time, I'm not going to lie. But it will be a convincing building. And this is not hard. As long as you use your vanishing point, you got it. You got it. Now, as they get further away like this one, you can't even really see where the windows are. I mean, you could put, on this side, you could put little tiny rectangles, but they have to be tiny. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and finish my windows on the side here. And you don't even have to put the sides up just yet, because you want to get, and notice how they get more angular as they go up. So they're almost straight up and down. And they really do that. Okay, so you do that with all these, and any on this side, you would, I'm going to put a door here, whether there's a door or not. I'm going to put a door there. And then if you want to have a window exactly in the same place, you just take your ruler, lay it on this corner of the window and this corner of the window, and then, oh, I didn't get it quite right. And then just do like that. So you can do that on this side. But you don't have to stress on it. You can listen to music and just do this. Just do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, so there's our windows. And there's some more buildings here. And about the only thing I see on those buildings are the windows that are facing us. That are like this. You know, the rectangle ones. And then there's another building here. And the top of it goes to the vanishing point. And it's down, but we can't see the details of it. And then at the very end here, there is a bridge. Okay, you're gonna have to put the windows in here. So, and then this one appears to be a square column, which is kind of strange, but okay. And you can move this down if you want, or you could put another tree here if you didn't want to spend a lot of time on the column. What I basically want you to do is understand the concept of perspective. Once you do that, you're fine. Okay, let me take this and make this the bottom of that building. And this goes to the vanishing point. We got a window and a door, and you can draw it any way you want. I will probably draw this in later. Make sure I'm straight up and down. Okay, so we got a tree here. I'm gonna put that little thing that catches the water underneath. Where hooligans throw their trash for some obscure reason. And this one goes all the way to the top. So you want to take it all the way to the top, and that'll lessen the amount you have to draw. Because I can't see some of this because I have my tree here. Now, for those of you who want to do landscape later, yeah, you do have to be a little more exact with your trees, but not a lot. Trees really are pretty loosey-goosey. Okay. Unless they've been trimmed to go a certain way, they do what they darn well please. Okay, so from then on, you just fill in your windows. Have fun with it. This side of the column is shaded, so you might want to shade that. I'm going to use this brown. It has fluting on it, and fluting is where they carve into the column. So I'll do a series of lines here. And in some places you'll see the bottom of it does this. It's kind of like a little bowl shape, and that's fluting. Any windows, again, to the vanishing point. If you don't have the materials to color it, then just wing it. So those are our windows there. I'm gonna have it go like that. Okay. And if you want to put a sign here and put your name on it, again, take it to the vanishing point. That could be a window too, if you wanted it to be a window. Take your windows all the way up here, make sure they line up with the other window. Just make them rectangles. That's it. If you want to color it, I'll give bonus points for coloring. It's up to you, but you don't have to for your basic grade. This is what I want. All right, you're on your own now. Create.